Ready to get started. That's a song. That's a song that I just made up. It's a top 7,000 radio hit. Ooh. I gotta plug in my laptop because I'm still not dual screen. Oh. Also still using the wrong desktop monitor, and I also haven't turned my camera on yet. We'll get to all these things. We'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Okay, plug this in. Camera. 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 Okay. You're fasting? I don't know about fasting, guys. Unless you're fasting for spiritual transcendence purposes, I'm not sure it's a good thing to do. Maybe it is. I don't know. Did I ever work a corporate job? It depends. It depends how corporate you mean, but probably no. Like, did I ever work on a team bigger than 80 people? No. I did intern at Silicon Graphics when they were doing a set-top box. I don't know how many people were on that. Probably a lot. Probably it was like 100 people, which is about what you need today to make one button on one web page. How does it feel watching Abe's Odyssey story become a reality? I don't remember Abe's Odyssey story except that it was about mean guys who wanted to destroy the environment by putting toxic waste in it and also used nice guys for food or something. What does that have to do with what's going on right now? I don't see the relation. But maybe I don't remember it well enough. Mike is peaking. Okay, well, go watch Peaky Blinders. Go watch. Oh, it is. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not even talking into it. I'm pretty far away. Like, we literally set these levels yesterday on the stream. Nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. And yet now they're completely wrong. They're too loud. They were too quiet yesterday. Why? Why? Okay, that's closer. That's okay. Worked on some weird Doom port. Yeah, something like that. Prolonged fasting triggers autophagy. No, it doesn't, according to new studies. New studies say that that doesn't happen, actually. So you're suffering for no reason. Have I played Donkey Kong Bonanza? Here's the thing. Video Game Donkey has a video about that game, and he likes everything to do with Donkey Kong. So he's very entertained. And I'm just watching the video, and after 5 minutes, all I've seen him do is just like pick up fucking collectibles. It's like if you thought Mario coins were so good that you multiplied the number of Mario coins that you pick up by like 100. And that's the gameplay. And I just got bored watching the Donkey video. Like, I don't even want to think about playing the game. I couldn't even watch a 5-minute video. Or I guess the video was like 12 minutes and I watched a few minutes in. How do you decide when to stop adding levels and wrap it up? I've given multiple speeches about this. It's when the game is the correct shape. You can look those up. Seems like the new ideas just keep coming. Okay, well then you need a way to differentiate which ideas should be in the game and which shouldn't be in the game, right? Obviously. I mean, it's great. That's a better problem to have than not being able to have ideas, right? Which happens sometimes. But yeah, so you need to decide what is the game really about and which ideas are closer to the true spirit of the game. Now, there's a lot of detail to that, which you can see in the speeches, but that's the basic idea. Isn't collecting collectibles the DK thing? I don't know. I'm just saying it was so goddamn boring. I couldn't even watch the video. You know? But Monkey Smash. Yes, Monkey Smash, but we got a lot of Monkey Smash in the Rampage arcade game in the 1980s. Okay. We're going to fix the mirror beams. Gonna fix the mirror beams. Fix the mirror beams. Fix the mirror beams. Let's just put our guy down here. Okay. So that didn't... See, under some conditions, these look gimpy and bad, and I'm not sure... I'm not sure what those conditions are. I thought this would do it, and it has not. Oh, maybe? Let's see. Okay, that. Now that's also getting clamped. So sometimes the beam is too wide, but here it's getting clamped to the width of the thing. I hope someone didn't fix this behind my back. You guys can't see this, but I'm still using the wrong monitor, and this is ghosting horribly as I move the camera around. It's so bad. All right. Well, oh, we gotta update and recompile. Oh, dude, I haven't added. All right. I haven't added my favorites or whatever. No, okay, that doesn't do it. Bookmarks, I guess. What was wrong with the mirror beams? Sometimes they are way too THICC. The new Pokemon game apparently has over 1,200 puzzles. Well, rip. Have I gotten an insider peek at Notch's new game? No, I have not. I only have seen what you have seen. Do you just use regular code files for authoring data? Or do you still have some other text format you read in? You're going to have to explain what you mean by authoring data. What does that mean? I'm glad you liked The Witness. We worked really hard on that game. We worked even harder on this game, but it ain't done yet, so... So, we'll get it there. We'll get it there. We'll get it there. You mean the kind of text files a non-engineer designer might interact with? No. No, we don't really do anything that way. I mean, there's a small amount of stuff, like there's lists of level sequences that are that way, but I don't, like, you have to understand, video games have tremendous amounts of data of all different kinds, and you would not want them to be driven by text files all the time. Like, dude, trying to create a mesh from a text file is not going to make you happy. Have you seen the levels in this game when they're done? Try making that in a text file. It's just doesn't make sense. Things like the level list. There's a small number of files that are like the level list in that we do this, but it's not very much compared to the whole. It's basically the things that we don't want to think that hard about. There's like animation state machine files that are a similar kind of a thing. Maybe someone fixed this? No, there we go. So, is it just which character? Like, are we detecting the character? That is actually possible. I would have written this code, and I don't remember. Yep, okay, that's it. All right, well, that's great, because that tells us. That tells us things. Now I just don't know where. Get desired beam dimensions. It's a guy. What is dims? I don't know why I made a release build. That was pointless. I've revived PogChamp. Um, apparently, all right, we're gonna have to debuge this. Apparently, we got our emojis shadow banned on everyone else's channel because they can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? I know you do. Let's move these over a little bit to show the maximum offensiveness of this problem. So we'll be maximally happy when we fix it. Look at that. Look how terrible that is. All right. Why am I on evaluation period on this laptop? All right, we got to go into high security mode for a bit while I dig out my Visual Studio product key for the last usable version of Visual Studio, which is from 6 years ago. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I broke something on the compiler right before the stream, sadly. Where's my... I always dig through my email. There we go. Boom. That's my Visual Studio product key. Apply. Close. All right. Let's come out of high security mode. However, we gotta fix a compilerino. I'm not sure why it failed though. Hold on. We're going to go back into high security mode because I'm going to look at my email. Oh, macOS failed. What? File utilities. What? What? Was? Undefined symbol. Okay, this might be a Heisenberg. We'll see if it keeps happening, and that'll give us more information about it. Okay. It should carry over with your Microsoft account. Why would I turn on a Microsoft account on Windows? The very idea is horrible. Okay. Nope. Wrong builds. So first of all, I'm building the compiler, which, like, can I cancel, please? We don't even want to be in this project. I just clicked on it because it was the only one. There we go. Okay, look how terrible this is. Okay. One dot 1.17. Maybe it has to be 0.5. I thought, let's try it. Let's just randomly put some numbers in and we'll see what happens. Hey, look at that. I mean, it's kind of messed up that where it is on your body when it's vertical and all that, but I can't help that. All right, that is a small W. We're going to take the W on our small W, and then I'm going to try changing this vertical flipping behavior. And we're going to see about that. Basically, because like flipping right when you teleport is not good. So say I'm going to teleport back and forth, right? It means a bunch of flipping and it's hard to line things up. So what we really want is for you to reorient yourself when you land, right? You know, it's so weird. Like I can feel the drag of the camera on my energy. We might turn the camera off, or we might just stream without camera normally. Pattern on beams resets. Yeah, we know that's a separate thing. That one is scheduled for someone else to take care of. Get a VTuber avatar. I'll get a furry VTuber avatar. How do you like that? I'll be fine on Blue Sky once I get that. Maybe. Maybe. I'm sure there are Splatoon fans who dress up that way every day. Okay, you know what? We're gonna not do the rectification thing yet because there's some other stuff I want to do. Um, I want to revert a thing that I did. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. This is not a thing anymore. I'm gonna comment that out. Oh, you know what? Let's whoops. Let's separate our concerns here. We're gonna take the W on our previous thing. A very small thing. Clamp the size of the mirror beam for vertical mirrors. Is there a common way you balance when stuff loads or initializes? Do you keep it as simple as something like the player's moving to a level, so let's load the entire level? I mean, that really varies based on the game, right? Is it an open world game? Is it level by level, right? If it's level by level, then you have this question like, are the assets in the next level, uh, how likely are they to overlap with the assets in the current level and so forth, right? Okay, so we did that. Now we're going to go start doing this thing. This was a thing that I did that I was all excited about, and now I'm like, no, 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 no. No. There's no such thing as overworld reset. Why are you casting to void pointer? Can't we just do that? Oh, because it was effects. All right. So it's complaining about this. Oh, tests. Okay, I think one of my doors is not closed and is blowing in the wind. I'm gonna have to go check that. Okay, no, it didn't like that. Oh, right, because yeah. What if I just do that? Why put a cast? Oh, that's why. Right, because this isn't a pointer. I know my own programming language sometimes. It's fine. This is a function. A function in this language is not strictly speaking a pointer, so it won't implicitly cast a void pointer. Also, because there's stuff we might do with functions later. All right. Anyway. All right. So here, if I go to the overworld, then we should be able to verify that we're back to X for activating these things. Oh, except maybe not. No, there's one file I didn't change, so it probably won't work, right? Where's the resetter? Oh, it's there, right? Yeah. See, it doesn't actually work when I hit X. It prompts me correctly. Let's go to a simpler room. It prompts me correctly, but it does not do this one. All right, so we got to make that work. Okay. What? I'm not seeing the code I'm looking for. This is not the actual activate code. Oh, we didn't have the dot. Don't do active. Oh, it's just. Oh, there's this file for this, isn't there? Okay, I guess. Does it work? See, I went along and made it behave in this new way, and then Patrick uh sort of changed that. What level was that? It was this one. Okay, this actually works. That's what I wanted to check. So we just need to hook it back up to this. So how is that doing that? It's not clones. It's use magic, isn't it? Voice log. Okay, so here There we go. That's what we needed. All right. Okay. So we're going to take the W on that. Resetters are back on X throughout the game. There was a thing I was going to do, but no, we shall not do it. Sometimes you have ideas and they just don't 100% work. All right. Now what? Maybe I'm just going to take a nap and then we'll stream again later tonight because the camera's making me tired. This has been an exceedingly short stream though, 37 minutes. I mean, we did two things, but they're not major things. Glad you like the talk. There are some YouTube videos on the undo system, but you think it was rewritten since then. Probably those videos are still valid. Like, there have definitely been evolutions and modifications and updates, but the basic idea has not changed since then. Curious if I have played Deadlock. I haven't. It just looks like a really boring game. I mean, that's all. Like, Dota 2 is just a bunch of nerd shit, right? Like, I have no. And you know, I'm not saying that denigratingly exactly, but like, if you're going to be good at Dota 2, you have to learn a lot of nerd shit, right? And it's just not what I want to spend my time doing. And so, you know, if you make a team shooter version of that, you know, and it's weird. It's a lot of it is situational, right? Like, so Escape from Tarkov is full of nerd shit, but somehow I don't mind learning that. But like Dota, I can't be bothered. It's something about like, look, there's all this complexity, right? And the designers of such a game with all that complexity would argue that it makes the game better, probably. Um, we don't need to argue against that because it might be true. I mean, it's very situational and personal, right? But um, you can ask yourself, like, how good of a game can I have? Or whatever are the things that are being valued, like, you know, strong decision making in combat and whatever, right? Um, if you cut out half the complexity, right? Is the game better, the same, or like 0.00001 worse, or like a lot worse, right? And my feeling about most of those is that if you cut out half the complexity at least, they would actually be a better game, right? At most, if you do value all the weird things that people value of the incredible learning curve, then maybe it gets epsilon worse, but uh, you actually open up by making the rules simpler and the number of characters lower and all that. You enable development bandwidth by which you can actually make the game better in other dimensions to make up for that epsilon worse. And it's much more accessible and all these things. I just don't like that model of game. I don't mind if there's an incredible amount of complexity that you learn, but I think games should be playable without having to get a 4-year college degree in how to play them. And then if you want to invest in learning all the complexity and all that, you can keep going and do that, right? And I know that Valve probably agrees because they tried to do that, right? So after Dota 2 had been out a while and they'd been working on it a while, they released like a tutorial mode and a single player, campaign, and tried to make it very newbie friendly. And it probably did move the puck in that direction down the field somewhat. But the problem is the game is just like so complicated, right? There's like 100 and something heroes and you're trying to fight a random, like, there's 100 and something heroes. So if people play heroes uniformly randomly, and you always pick the same hero, right? Which is not the case, right? But we're just going to make a numeric case, right? So let's say there's 110. There's probably over 200 heroes in Dota now, right? I don't even know how many. How many heroes in Dota 2? 126. Okay, they did slow down, but yeah. So it's 126 heroes. If you always play the same hero, you picked Morphling because you heard that was Gay Ben's favorite hero, right? And then everybody else plays randomly. You have to play 126 matches before you've even seen every other hero, much less. So, and to fight them, you have to know their attacks and, what all their powers are and how the staff of amazingness changes when they wield it and all these things, right? So like, how many games does that take? Like at least 10 against every hero, right? So you need to play 1,260 games before you can kind of competently play, kind of. So it just seems like too much to me, right? Now, that's the thing, though, is the business model is that you keep people interested by releasing all these heroes all the time, right? And like Dota 1 had a lot of heroes, so you couldn't start with less than the Dota 1 number of heroes. 108. See, that's a magic Chinese number, so that's okay. It's just too many. Like it's just, the game would be a lot better if there were fewer heroes, I believe. Same with Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike would be better if the number of guns were divided by 3. But the business model is they try to keep people interested with all these different guns and stuff. In the LambdaConf talk, you mentioned there's a plug-in system. Does this mean end users of a game you make can add plugins to your compiled and shipped program? No, no. Those plugins that I was talking about were plugins for the compiler to add functionality at compile time, right? It's not plugins for your game. There's not really any way to help people with that because like if you want to make your game moddable, what that means is very, very dependent on your actual game or program. I don't know, like say you're making 3D Studio Max and you want to let people, do exporters very easily and stuff. It's like that's very particular based on what your system is, and there's not much that the game or language can do to help you with that. I don't think. What makes a large amount of stuff in Dota 2 good is you keep being surprised by new interactions when they come up. I mean, I agree that that's a positive aspect, but the negative counterpart to that is you're incompetent at playing the game, right? That's pretty bad. So, there are other ways. So, for example, Spelunky, single player game, so it's very different, but Spelunky has new things that you see that are delightful that come up as you play. Now, it doesn't have, um, you know, it wouldn't last for as many hours as you're expected to play Dota, but you could design a Spelunky that does last that long. Dota has a matchmaker that tries very hard to put you in games with others at your level. Yes, I know, but like I only played I'm trying to remember because I played Dota 2 when they released the single player tutorial thing. I probably played 3 or 4 matches of it and I just didn't like it because of all these reasons. Like it's not enjoyable to me to be dropped into this thing and it's like not only am I not competent at this, it will take 3,000 hours to reach base competence. Like that's just not well. Okay, it's actually more complicated than that because there's another piece of the equation, which is how much is it worth um, having invested that time? How much do you value the skills that you got for that? And for me, looking at Dota 2, I value them at 0 approximately, right? Whereas if I play a Zachtronics game or something, I don't value that at 0. So, and that's probably personal to a large degree. Should I just ban the word AI in this chat? Would that increase quality of chat? Okay, did we? I feel like we checked this in. I did check it in. Okay. You know what? I am going to nap. So this has been a short stream, but my plan is that we can do another stream later tonight and we will do something more substantial. It will be either, and this will be around 9:30 or 10 p.m. Colorado time. And we will either do uh, the modification of that mirror falling thing that I mentioned, where we don't rectify you until you hit the ground. That's a little bit scary, but it's maybe fine. It might be hard. We'll at least try it, and we might find out that there's something very unappealing about it, right? So we'll do that. Um, and if, well, or we will do that, or we will do the thing I started talking about last night, which was, revising, basically doing a full rewrite on the room power code to work in a better way. I'm not sure. We'll just see which one I'm in the mood to do. Both of them would be good to knock out. Do I have a nap pod? I'm at home. My nap pod is my bedroom. Will you see me at Better Software Conference? If schedule allows. Stream over already. Yeah, I was just explaining we're going to do one later tonight. We did just fix the fatty mirror beams that you had an issue with, so uh, that's good. We'll ship that at the end of tonight. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.